Back in November 2018, I released a video known as Minecraft Concepts and Ideas, and today I bring you back the series. So, welcome back to Minecraft Concepts and Ideas, the series in which I present you some of my craziest ideas. Some of them are pretty silly, and I bring back some of the oldest concepts and unused features that that I think Minecraft should have. I'm here. I have today many different uh, ideas and concepts to show you in two different Minecraft versions. So first off, let's go ahead and check the ones on Minecraft 1.14, the latest snapshot. Hello there, it's me, Ratchet Gamer, and welcome back. Like I said, welcome back to Minecraft Concepts and Ideas. And today, like I said, I have a bunch of new ideas to show you. Some are really crazy, some are really weird, some are actually interesting concepts that I think people should know about. Now, I had to use a resource pack for this that I made. I modified some textures for this to work, and I did some weird things. I came up with some ideas that are going to be very unpopular and very probably kind of hated because they're a bit stupid. They're silly. So let's check them out. So for the first idea, which is the wackiest, I think nobody thought about this before. This is ice layers. Now, this is a little weird because these ice layers are not actually ice layers, they're just snow layers and a light blue carpet that I retextured as ice. But the idea is that in a snowy biome, like frozen taiga or something that has snow and is cold, after a while, after placing a piece of water, like a water source block, and it starts to drip, I think it should freeze. And that's not the biggest idea, like that's not the main idea. Like, that's not talking about the ice layers. However, when a water flow freezes, which I think is kind of lame because it's physically impossible to freeze water flows unless it's extremely cold outside. Like literally, you'd freeze. Like your Minecraft character wouldn't be able to walk or would get slowness. That's another idea that I forgot to add on this little list. Like, whenever it's snowing, you have a slightly slowness effect. Now, as you can see, this is still working as ice. This is just a little trick that I used. I used blue ice underneath all of this to actually be able to place the snow layers on top, and because it's less than a block in height, it's actually functioning as ice. Also, normally you're not able to place snow layers on top of regular ice, so that's why I used blue ice. But if you think about it, it's not that different in color, which is weird. Anyways, moving on. Also, wait, no, not moving on. Almost forgot how to craft these. I have actually provided many different crafting recipes here. So my idea is that to get an ice layer, you just put 2 ice or collect it with a Still Touch pickaxe or something. I think that's a pretty good idea. Moving on is a pretty weird one that I could only like show it at night because I really don't know how it works. Basically, it's this. Set the weather to fog. That is just a command block saying that it's not really though even though I did write this here as a little prank, like slash weather fog. That's just to like trick people to think that it's actually like that. But the idea is that the fog weather should be a thing, but not as I executed it here with blindness effect. I think that it should be something like it kind of lowers the render distance, but only visual, because in the settings it would be the same render distance, 16. It would stay 16, but the render distance, the weather being fog, it should be super low, like even lower than minimum. And I think that it would be a great idea. And we're just going to set the weather to clear. That's also saying weather clear, but actually took away the blindness effect. Moving on to slightly more unpopular ideas, like these are going to be kind of hated or unliked because these were silly ideas that I came up with. Many different crafting recipes are changed. Those are some that I feel like are a little better, that's why I placed them later. These ones are changing the crafting recipes of doors and trapdoors. So let's check out the trapdoors. We can see that I actually changed from 6 wood to 4 oak fences. This is changing it from 6 to 4. This is like the hardest one to make. You need 1 paper and 3 birch planks. 4 dark oak planks. These acacia fences to make the acacia, and just the same for jungle. These are pretty unpopular, like not very good ideas in my opinion. Like these were just some silly ideas based on the look of them. I thought they should be changed, or at least, if not like this, how these ones are. Because it doesn't make sense to use as much as you'd use for a door, but to get half a door. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's weird to actually use just as many materials as it used for a door, but instead get half a door, because this is 1 block, that is 2 blocks. This is just my opinion, don't hate me. Moving on to the doors. I changed this like to have a window, like the ones that have windows have fences in them. This one is 4 fences and 2 planks, and the iron nugget for the doorknob. This idea was actually meant to go with another idea that I thought it would be really stupid, is making knobless doors that are just like iron doors but are cheaper, crafted just like the wood ones, like look exactly the same but be unopenable unless you have a button or a lever or something that would open it, just like an iron door. Now I know this could be executed with just a texture pack for like changing the texture of the iron door, but I do think this is pretty stupid. Like, you change the iron door to something else, and then how can you get all of them to be unopenable? See, this is a hard thing to make. Moving on, we've got the spruce. You can clearly see that the spruce and dark oak have not been changed in either of them too much. Like, these were just less materials, but these ones only got doorknobs, because I think this should be a thing, because you can see it has a doorknob that is clearly made out of gold, iron, or whatever it's made out of, but it's nowhere in the actual recipe. Like, the normal recipes like that, where does this gold come from? It's just a logical thing. It's just how I thought about it. So, for just like I said, this clearly has paper in it. Where did the paper come from? So I'm thinking about adding paper instead of 2 planks, just because the area where there would be wood, there's actually paper. Or at least that's what it looks like, because I have no idea if that's actually meant to be paper. This was like what I thought it is. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like paper. Moving on to the jungle. since it has a slightly smaller window than the oak, it got only 2 fences and 4 planks instead of 4 fences and 2 planks. It's slightly less. And the acacia being most of it missing, it looks just like as if you put many fences and created a door. So that's what I did. I changed all the planks to fences. And like I said, doorknobs. Doorknobs need to have a thing. Like, I know this could be misinterpreted, like you could say this is iron, or this is stone, or this is something else. But here, I don't think there's anything else than gold that could be here. Like, it would make sense. It wouldn't really make sense to have anything else than gold. So that's why I put the nuggets. Moving on to a great idea. Oh wait, no, we almost jumped. Where is this guy? There was supposed to be a villager here, a nitwit. I'm not gonna bother placing one down. I actually took way too long trying to place him down, and he keeps despawning or dying or something happens to him. I have no idea how the zombies got to him this time, because literally somehow the zombies get to him. Ignoring that, changes to the bell. Like, the bell is clearly a great idea, but it's poorly executed. Mojang needs to add more features to the bell, because why would you add this block if it has absolutely no use apart from making a sound? So first things first, what I would do is change the nitwit. Okay, the nitwit doesn't have any trades. I'd say that either make a new profession or use the nitwit as the bell ringer. Like, whenever a raid happens, they ring the bell. Whenever the wandering trader is around, he rings the bell to warn all the other villagers that the wandering trader is around, so that they could go trade with him. Alright, that is kind of stupid, but the raid is actually really good, because from what we know, in the latest snapshots, like all of the newest snapshots, all that happens during a raid is that the pillagers just come and kill all the villagers while they're completely unprepared. So I think that the blacksmith should have a secret function to actually spawn in a iron golem or something. That is, I know this is pretty stupid, but a way to like spawn like a defense, and also whenever like I said, the nitwit should ring the bell, and if there is a blacksmith around, you'd see him place down the iron blocks, and a farmer would come and put a pumpkin. That is pure speculation and probably never gonna happen. Other changes to the bell. Powered by redstone. Like, if it would be powered by redstone, it would be a great idea, because you just need to find a way to remotely power this on this, other than just touching it. It's kind of weak. However, what I also think should be a thing is that it would actually trigger a comparator. Whenever it's used, it would have a short redstone signal. Like, it would send a short redstone pulse. Moving on to what I think is probably the greatest idea so far. So we're gonna grab this axe here. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go to this later. We trigger that, and look, whenever we strip a log, bark should come out. Now this is just a retextured sapling, so don't get mad. These are retextured saplings. I had no other way of getting this to work. But I think that you should get something when you strip logs, because you get absolutely nothing. You just get another color. And if saplings or barks, like, you either get bark or sapling, actually what I got here, but with the regular texture, or if not, just some sticks. You need to get something from it, because you get rid of the bark, but where does it go? I don't know. This is what I think should happen. These are not really great ideas, but I think at least something like this is just how I could make it. However, Mojang could literally do even better. because they can code it. Moving on, now if the bark is actually added to the game as its own little item, probably with better textures than I did, because I literally, fun thing, this is just, a part of this is just like a segment from the oak sapling, and cloned a bunch of times and placed as a little thing, and recolored for all these others. Yeah. This is how I made it. Yeah. Again, if the bark is actually added to the game, I think that you could place one bark of any kind and you'd get 2 sticks out of it. A cheaper way to get sticks, like just go with your, instead of get many sticks out of actually having to craft this into planks and then crafting it into sticks, I think that you can just go strip it. You can clearly see that you get nothing. Get the bark and go into a crafting table, place the bark down, or even in your inventory, not in creative, and get yourself 2 sticks. Cheaper way to get sticks? Well, there is another cheap way to get sticks, that is from dead bushes, but dead bushes are only in the desert, so that's not a great thing. Let me just fix this tree. There we go. Okay, I changed this tree. Moving on, what I think should be added, and this is also a feature in Quark mod. In the Quark mod, it's probably the smartest mod in existence, but it's only 1.12. So I couldn't actually show you this in an actual crafting table. What I think should be added is being able to craft stone tools, like all of these, like the hoe, the pickaxe, the shovel, the axe, and the sword. All of these, I think, should be crafted with any kind of stone, not only cobblestone. Like this is the classic crafting recipe, just using cobblestone. I think you should also be able to do it with stone, granite, diorite, andesite, or a random combination of them. Now, the reason why I didn't include the smooth stone, like this thing right here, is because it wouldn't really work. You're wasting way too much time getting this. Like, even though it should work, it's basically like doing it out of polished andesite. So I don't think that's actually supposed to be happening. Moving on to the next new crafting recipes. I mean more than just the doors and trapdoors. So first, gravel. I think you could have expected this. Just 4 flint in a crafting table should make a piece of gravel. I think that's actually a very good idea, because there's no way to actually get gravel. Like, you can actually use gravel in a crafting table to get flint, I think, but you cannot get gravel itself. Like, you should be able to get flint, because I think there are many more other ways to get flint. Also, I think it should be like a flint or maybe, I don't know, using, I'm not sure. Wait, can you do this? I know I am not making all the research necessary. No. This should also be a thing, like place 1 piece of gravel to get 1 piece of flint. That is actually really a waste of time. That's actually a waste, because you place 4 flint to make 1 gravel, and then you just place the gravel to get 1 flint. That's actually like using way too much, like wasting way too much flint. Also, that's another thing that used to be a trade. I'm not sure if it's still in the game. You used to be able to like give a villager that would take 1 gravel and 1 emerald, and it would give you 1 flint, and that would have been like the equivalent of placing 1 in a crafting table, but having to pay to get the flint. Something like that. Moving on, this was a little feature, a hidden feature that was added to the game recently in the latest snapshot, which is petrified oak slab. Basically, I did actually tell you guys what this means. Also, this should have been like this. Sorry, that was just regular wood. So you should be able to actually get this somehow in survival, because I'm pretty sure there's absolutely no way of getting it other than with commands or creative. Basically what this is, I did actually mention this in my 35 plus designs in 1.14, link in the description. Basically what this is, it's just an oak slab, which looks like a regular oak slab, but you need to mine it with a pickaxe instead of an axe. Pretty obvious, but this is actually, like I said in that video, this is a throwback to like really early versions of Minecraft, back when all there was only one type of stair, and that was, I think, cobblestone stair, and it was only placed as a stair, not upside down. And the only type of slab was wood slab, and back then you had to mine the wood slab with a pickaxe. That was like a glitch or something, a bug, an error or something that was in that update that they did remove, but now it's back as a little Easter egg, I would call. But like I said, there is no way to get it in survival, so what I thought is, first you'd need to make a petrified oak planks, like a full block like this, placing 2 planks, 2 stone to get 2 petrified oak planks, and then you'd use those 2 in this slab formation to get 4 petrified oak slabs that are actually official, not renamed or anything. And that, you saw that I used 2. This links to the next one, which is changing the recipes for slabs, stairs, and recrafting full blocks. I think that it should be cheaper and a little more fair for the stairs to place 2 spruce planks like this to get 4 slabs. That's also a little bit of an easier way to get it, like you don't need exactly 3. That is also applied to the stairs, and this should get you 4, which is kind of fair, because you take 1/4 of this, 1/4 of this, and 1/4 of this, and you make 3, and then with those 3/4 that are going to be gone, it makes 1 more, so 4 stairs. I think that should be a thing. And then to recraft, I'm not sure if this is a feature, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Place 2 slabs, one on top of each other, to get 1 full block back. Now, because I did this, like so, it means that I would actually have the same recipe as for pressure plates. And that shouldn't be a thing. Here's the thing. Pressure plates, so 2 slabs and 1 button to make either 1 or 2 pressure plates, because it's stupid. These are way slimmer than these, yet you use just 1 wood plank less than in a slab, and you get only 1 from my knowledge. I don't think you get only 1, but you know what I mean. It needs to change, because this is supposed to be a button or something. These are meant to activate redstone, and it should be like a button. Where's the button function? There it is, a button. I don't think this is smart enough, but these are just my ideas. Okay, moving on. We got here Mr. Silk Touch Sword. Now, this is a very popular idea. Many people know about this, or I think you could make out what I'm going to say that this is going to do. Basically, my idea is that if you kill a mob with a Silk Touch Sword, you should get 1 spawn egg from it. And this is an actual spawn egg, okay? This is no hack. But however, this guy is not gonna drop some. Okay, and just to show you that I did it for the skeleton too. Lag. You get a skeleton spawn egg if you kill mobs with Silk Touch swords. That would actually give you another need. Like, you would want a silk touch sword to get the final blow on a mob that has a spawn egg. Like, let's say the Elder Guardian, and you want to make it like, just like on Hermitcraft, because there was an entire war, and okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything if you have not watched. Hermitcraft Season 6 had an entire war, okay? And the people over on Hermitcraft, shout out to all of them, the people over on Hermitcraft had to make traps and all sorts, and they had to use mobs. And for that, the only way they could get an Elder Guardian, Guardians, or Phantoms, or whatever they used, they had to get it in minecarts. And that, here comes the new idea. It should be way easier to just get a Silk Touch Sword, do the final blow on that certain mob, get the spawn egg, go to your base and spawn that mob back in and trap it in a minecart so that it doesn't despawn, and also give it a name so that it doesn't despawn. Anyways, that's the whole idea. Also, another idea that I still did not include was if you've got a named mob and you kill it with a Silk Touch Sword, not only that you need to get its spawn egg, but you need to get its name tag back so that you can respawn. That would be an easier way to heal up your pets, like your cat, your wolf. You could just, if the mob is low on health, just kill it with a Silk Touch Sword, get the spawn egg back and the name tag back, and spawn them back in, full health, full joy. I'm not sure how smart that is, but that would be another good idea, in my opinion. Moving on to the last one in this version of Minecraft. This is a Silk Touch pickaxe, and this is an end portal. Oops. So I'm just gonna mine this in just for that. I don't know. I think that you should be able to get this in survival, so that you know, if the stronghold is really far away from your home, you don't want, if you died in the end, you don't want to have to adventure back to it. If it's, like I said, it's far away, you wouldn't normally want to actually do again that entire adventure. So what I think you should do is, with a Silk Touch pickaxe in survival, get these pieces, all of them, go back to, also to be even more challenging, they would have a 50% drop chance when you break them. You should like, to make you, instead of actually going through it, you'd have most of the time half of them, and you'd have to adventure your way to another stronghold, and that would be a little more challenging because, well, all Eyes of Ender will lead you to the nearest one, and it would be this one, unless they lead you to the actual portal room, which wouldn't have a portal. Anyways, I'm just thinking about it. You'd have to, like, 50% chance, drop chance, you'd try to break this, get as many as you get from it, and adventure your way to find another one, get in, so that you'd have 12, and then you can go to your home, make your own portal room next to your house, so that if you go into the end, you wouldn't die. Like, you would die, but you'd respawn next to the portal, pretty much. That's just my idea. I don't think it's too good. I'm not sure if Mojang is going to like any of my ideas, but now, these were my ideas for 1.4. Why are there phantoms here? Oh my god, too many phantoms. These were my ideas for 1.14. Like, my ideas that I can show you in 1.14. However, we're going to adventure back to a very old version of Minecraft, known as 1.7.10. Here we are in 1.7. Yeah, I had to. I had to give myself the ears because the ratcheting mod is still installed. You can clearly see here I've got the bolts. Try to ignore that. So we're here in a very laggy, for some reason, a very laggy world in 1.7. These aren't really many ideas here, but some of them are really cool. First things first, let's take a look at 2 removed plants. I was going to add the cyan flower, but I could not find any mod or any way to add it here. The cyan rose, the blue rose, or whatever you'd call it. Anyways, the idea is that these are the rose and the peonia. The rose was once in Minecraft. It was actually up until Minecraft 1.6, and in 1.7 it got removed. And the peonia is a hidden flower that was removed at some point, but the peonia is a secret texture that was never used, but it's in the texture files. So it does exist somewhere, but it doesn't actually exist anywhere. In fact, like it was never actually used, but you can clearly see that it resembles another flower, the peony. So what I think should be another thing, if these get added back to the game, these are from the concepts if you have not realized. What I think, this is an idea of mine, you should be able to craft these in 2 different ways. Either place 6 roses or 6 peonias to get the rose bush and peony, which looks more like a bush, or an alternative way, use 3 bone meal and 1 peonia, or 3 bone meal and 1 rose to actually craft it or grow it. Like, risk using 3 to craft 1, or if you're lucky, just use bone meal on 1 that is placed, and after using bone meal, it would grow up into a rose bush or a peony. Enough of these flowers, let's move on to a very great idea for terrain. I know that all landscapers and terrainers, good times with Scar included, I hope he gets well. I'm not sure if he got well yet, but I hope he gets well. This is a thing that some people have installed with a texture mod, something. Optifine? I don't think it's Optifine though. This is fully sided grass. Now, in this version it's called Star Dirt. Not actually a version, that's because it's from Star Mod. The mod that actually gave us that giant sphere over there. And we're gonna ignore that. Can we actually get rid of these clouds with that? Like, getting rid of this. I meant to press this. So, clouds off. Will this fix anything? No. Sorry for the lag. I'm terribly sorry. What I think it should happen, like, this is a very good terraining block. Like, you can make very nice looking hills or something. Like, it's useful for many different things. Like, we've got the fully sided sandstone, fully sided everything, the barks, the sandstone, red sandstone, smooth stone. We got all of them into the game. However, we did not get our little friend, the dirt, which, like I said, is a very good block for terraining. And I think it should be added and crafted like this. 4 grass blocks and 1 dirt to get yourself 5 grass block. This should be like a grass block, and this should be grassy dirt. I don't know. This is stupid. Now, another feature that was removed once is the ruby, and it got replaced by the emerald. What I think should be a new feature is an actual Ruby, because there's no reason why not to have it. And the reason why Mojang removed it back when it was implemented first, it got replaced by the Emerald, just like a bit of a recolor and whatever. The reason why it got changed was because the people over at Mojang said it looks way too similar to Redstone. And I do agree with them. It looks similar to redstone, like the ore itself. However, that's not a real reason, or a good reason to remove it. Why didn't they add both the emerald and the ruby? I don't know. Mojang can do whatever they want with the game. So yeah, I just thought it would be cool to actually add the ruby back into the game, because I think it was a pretty stupid reason why they didn't add it back when the idea came up. Moving on, now for the final one in the overworld that you will also find in the nether is the Pigman villager. It says villager, but it's a Pigman. It's Pigman villager. Pigman villagers should be a thing. Now you can see here this is a pretty not the right color of spawn egg, but it's their spawn egg. It's Pigman spawn egg. Get rid of it. You can see that they are offering trades using the ruby, because these guys, all of this, apart from the starter, all of this is from the removed features mod. How do I get out? There we go, it works. The removed mod, or removed features mod. Now you can see some that I did not include in the actual show through over here, showing platform, is because I didn't think they were good enough, but these are some other features of the mod, which are the quiver, the horse saddle, and these smooth blocks. But I didn't include these because these are already in the game, and the quiver is not useful enough to be in the game, and the horse saddle is literally probably the worst idea. Some people like it, I'm not going to argue with that, but I do think that it's not useful. We've already got a saddle. Now, yeah, that guy is also from the mod, but for some reason they actually added it, the mod creator actually added it in the miscellaneous area. Anyways, you can see that because they're from the same mod, they had a great idea. Like, villagers want emeralds, pigmen would want rubies, and that's not a bad idea. Like, that would be another use for the ruby. However, what I was kind of disappointed by is that this mod does not add an actual ruby block. That should also be a thing, just like the emerald. Now we're gonna head over to the nether really quickly, and you can see here this is zombie pigman. Don't you dare. He left. And this is probably one of my, oh my god, super laggy game. Sorry for all the lag. This is a nether village. The final idea for this edition of Minecraft Concepts and Ideas is a nether village. Because it's a great idea. It's a very good idea. Since we got the zombie pigmen over in the nether, they should be like acting just like the zombies for the villagers. The zombie pigmen should attack pigman villagers. And you can see I tried to actually mimic some of the actual existence. This is literally taken straight out of the overworld, a village, like the classic one. This is one of the classic houses. We've got some planters over here with nether wart, or with mushrooms. We've got a blacksmith over here. Somehow they got cobblestone and wood and whatever. Wood. Now, I did not add loot tables because they're absolute. I couldn't think what you would find here. Dude. You're selling steak. It would have been even worse if he sold actually pork chop. That would have been even weirder. Yeah, we've got an anvil here, which is not actually in the new, like in the old blacksmith. Like, since we're losing all of these houses that we used to have, I think that they should be re-added as in a nether village. Since, yeah, we're kind of losing the blacksmith. It's no longer an actual building in the new villages from 1.14. like I said, there is a zombie pigman here with a regular pigman. Now, for some reason, the AI of these people is weird, like, because these guys will get scared of the zombie pigman, but since the zombie pigman AI wasn't altered, the zombie pigman will not go after the regular pigmen, like the pigman villagers. And that's kind of awkward. But this is another house for some reason. There's a magma cube right in front of the door. This is another beautiful house. Ooh, this guy has the... why are you asking for emeralds, dude? These should have been rubies. I believe it would have made more sense. Like, he's enchanting it for you. What does this guy trade? Ruby for redstone. Not bad trades. Cooked fish for ruby. Now, like I said, I didn't add any loot tables. I was tempted to add a bed here, but it's not a good idea. I'm not sure if these guys can actually go to sleep. Like, it can sleep in a bed. What else do we have around here? Another house here. Somehow, zombie pigmen managed to get inside the house. The houses, maybe they're just spawning in it. What does this guy want? Oh, he doesn't want to get in. This guy is literally running away. These guys don't have the AI to open doors, which is silly. They're a bit different from villagers. Dude, how? I think I'm going to get out through a different exit. I'm kind of scared to walk around that guy. Moving on. I just made here. This is pure decoration, okay? This is not a thing. Okay, don't get mad. I did not think about adding items to the ground or anything. No, this is just pure decoration that I wanted to add using the Carpenter's Blocks mod. Okay, just try to think about this without the Carpenter's Blocks mod. Like, this would be a storage area, and they did steal some of the emeralds. Also, the reason why I actually made these villages like this, also I added decorations just like in the new villages. The reason why I actually chose this palette for another village is, well, because that's basically what you can find in Nethermost. Now, I know there are some things which are pretty weird and have no reason to be here, and those are, of course, iron, stone, cobblestone, and mycelium in the first place. But just ignore. Try to ignore those. Just think about them as if they're part of the net. Now, the color palette is pretty nice here. It these actually go really well, in my opinion. Nether brick because you can craft it from nether rack, and quartz because it's literally right here. I think that this makes sense. Now, I could have made even better villages, like inspire myself from the new villages, but I thought if we're losing the old villages, they should move over to the nether slightly improved. Like, you can see I tilted the roof here, I improved. Also, that's another block that I really wish it was in the game, but it was never added. It's like the fully sided dispenser. Like, all sides are like that. That's another idea that I forgot to mention. Ignore that. Yeah, you can see. It's... yeah. Okay. I chose dark oak because it looks similar enough to netherrack, like it would fit in. Also, you might be raging right now. Where did these pigmen get their hands on overworld materials? This is something that you might not think about. This is something that you might rage about, but I'm not raging. I'm not mad about this, because look, if I could catch this little pigman here, you can see that he is giving off a ruby, not taking it. meaning that he has a ruby. Where does he have a ruby? It must be from either another pigman or from the overworld where you'd normally find it. So it means that these guys did have access to the overworld, or even more logical with the newest snapshot, the Wandering Trader. Like, the Wandering Trader could have literally been here and given these guys the material. That actually makes a lot of sense, because we know that the Wandering Trader does come to the Nether. Why wouldn't he actually trade with these guys as well? I think that actually makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Okay, that is enough for today. I think these are way too many ideas and concepts for one episode. I think I should have split this into more videos. However, yeah, no. It's good like this. So thank you guys for watching this concepts and ideas video. It was a lot of fun to come up with new ideas, both versions of Minecraft, using all the stuff that's in the removed features mod. Yes, that was one of the key features. Shout out to the creator that I don't know the name of. Sorry. Yeah. Shout out to the creator of the removed mod that helped me get all these Pigmen, Ruby, and all those many of these concepts. Another thing that I have to mention is, if you want to get a shout out in the next concepts and ideas episode, I am thinking that because I spent all of my ideas in this video, I literally have no more ideas. While yes, I could come up with some more for the next one, I'm not sure if I can get as many as this time. So what I'm thinking about is, I want you to leave comments in the comment section, of course, telling me your very good or not so good, depending. I'm going to take any ideas that I feel are really good, and they're gonna be featured in my next concepts and ideas episode. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.